Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I am Jason. As always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zach Partridge.
What up, dog?
In the new office, in the new Damage Plan MMA podcast headquarters.
Oh yeah, headquarters.
I like it. It looks good.
I
looks
do like headquarters.
It does look.
I do
good.
like that.
We're gonna. This is just the surface, Trent. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope here soon.
Yeah. We got some cool memorabilia stuff to put up. I better plug in my computer so that we don't lose you guys. Well, Fighter Spotlight, we welcome you back, Mr. Trent Miller. Dude, last time we talked to you, you were probably in arguably one of the best fights I've seen live ever. Hands down. Just crazy fight with you and Marco back in March, right?
I appreciate that compliment, man. That's yeah, it was a crazy fight for sure. I definitely was feeling it for a couple weeks afterwards. Man, that was Marco's a tough fighter. Like I definitely like to run it back with him maybe when we're both in the UFC one day, you know.
Did you give your mom a heart attack and your girlfriend a heart attack?
Ooh, yeah, my girlfriend handled it very well.
Yeah.
My mom, she took it a little harder.
Yeah.
Because she's always been kind of like, she wants me to pursue my dreams in fighting, obviously, but she also is like, maybe you should do something else like for your career. Like, I don't want to see you get punched in the face every day.
Why not? Funny. Yeah, neither does my mom. It's okay. But we're just gonna do it anyways.
Yeah. When I joined the Marine Corps, I was 19 years old, and my mom went to the recruiter's office with me, and she's like, I just want him to join the Air Force. She tells the recruiter. I'm like, no, we're going to the Marine Corps. So Trent, you got a fight coming up. It actually ended up getting pushed back. I just found out yesterday that your fight got pushed back because you were supposed to be fighting next weekend, right?
Yeah, I was going to fight on August 21st. Now it got moved back to September 18th. You know, I'm a little disappointed because I was feeling ready. Like I was on track with my weight cut and everything, but now it just gives me more time to get ready. You know, now it's just who's going to make the most out of these extra 4 weeks to get ready, me or the other guy, you know? And I think it's going to be me.
And this is for the Fusion Fight League, right? And you're in the semifinals.
Yeah, so this is the Fusion Fight League Rising Stars tournament. This is my second fight for them. My last fight, I was able to win a 3-round decision. And this next one, this guy seems pretty solid. He's been a fighter for quite a while now. Actually, his first amateur fight was against one of my teammates at Extreme, Ryder Newman, who was just an Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. So he's been fighting for a little while, this guy. So he has experience. So I think it'll be a good fight. I think his record's 2-4, but I think he's better than what his record shows. And I'm anticipating a tough fight.
We got a comment on her. Extreme all the way. There you go.
Hell yeah.
So you took your last fight was back in April. You ended up winning a decision. How did that fight go? It was a little bit different fight than your fight before, right?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was only a month after that fight with Marco, and I wasn't really like able to spar or anything in between because I was actually trying to like recover from being beat up from that fight. So I kind of my training camp going into that between fights was a little bit easier. I didn't train quite as hard maybe as I normally would. Just like I trained hard, but not like to where I was beating my body up as much because I was trying to recover. And man, I know it was a little crazy taking those fights back to back like that, especially after that war and that last one, but it paid off. I think my nose was still broken going into that last fight from the fight with Marco. So like I definitely like when I did do some light sparring, got it tapped, I was like, ooh, it's still kind of tender, you know, but pulled it off, got the decision win. I would have liked to get a finish, but I also was trying to fight a little bit more conservatively and not like use all my energy in the first couple of rounds like I did that other fight with Marco. So
I don't know if you saw, Marco just got a win a couple weeks ago. And the whole thing going into that for him, what I told him is, we worked on is don't try and force a finish. Like be efficient with your energy and the finish will come. And the first round finish came for him in that fight. What did you learn coming from that fight? Because I mean, like I said, like we went back there. It's like nobody lost that fight. Like I mean, yes, you got your hand raised, but like as amateurs, that experience was so unique and so unreal to see at the amateur level, and quite frankly, is like a crime that you guys didn't get paid for that. You know what I mean?
That's a pay-per-view fight.
I was like, that should be a $50K bonus right there.
Absolutely.
It would have been all day long. 75 probably.
So what did you learn from that experience?
Man, I mean, I've rewatched that fight a bunch, and I definitely think I could have tried to be a little conservative with some of my striking and tried to pick my shots a little better. But also Marco's so long, like I had no choice but to charge in and swing, like, and try to close that distance,
I know. I spar with the guy every week. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's he's already got that height, but the reach for his height is also pretty crazy for sure. Like
it's ridiculous.
I felt like he was tagging me, and I still had a couple feet between, like, from my end of my punch to him, and I was like, I just have to eat a shot to come in and hit him.
So I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna apologize to you right now. So when he joined our gym and he'd come to sparring, we kind of ate him up because he would not hit people hard. And I remember I beat up his leg because that big long leg was always there. And I'm like, at least I can kick his leg and not really get hit back, right? And so we just beat it up. And then finally I was like, dude, you're going to get killed in here. You've got to start hitting people harder to get respect. And now it's like, okay, ease up, big fella. We all know that you can hit us from from 5 feet away. So, but I mean, you guys both put on such a great fight. You mentioned running it back with Marco at some point. Is that a fight that you would like to do again to get a better fit, like a different result?
I mean, I like the result I got,
So okay. Here's my dream scenario. Is you come back to Still Fist, I think pretty much at any point, and you could compete for the 185 title at Still Fist right now. You win the Still Fist title, let Marco get a couple more wins, and then you guys run it back and do it for the 185 title.
I like that. I just don't know what's going to happen right now with the tournament.
That's fair.
And everything.
Yeah. That's fair. No, you focus on what you're doing at the stuff. But in my head,
Zach has this all planned out. He's like, wouldn't that be dope?
As somebody that used to wear the 185 title for Still Fist, I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's a fight I'd want to see for a belt again. At least if you guys are going to do that, somebody should get a belt wrapped around your waist. That's all I'm saying.
Or just wait for the pros and
that's what I'm saying.
Or get paid.
Yeah, hey, Trent. I still have this next fight, coming up September 18th, and then assuming I win that one, I'm gonna have the finals for this Fusion Fight League tournament, and then after that, I don't know, I win the tournament, I get a 3-fight pro contract with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay,
that's cool. That's what the tournament's for. So assuming I win the tournament, then I'll get a 3-fight pro contract with them.
Perfect.
That's the plan. Don't know where I'm going to go from there, because I don't have to, I'm not obligated to make the jump to pro. I might take another amateur fight or two after that.
So, oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So then you could do that and then go start your pro contract with them.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
That's cool.
All right.
And, we're starting to see that a little bit now. I think Sparta Combat League does that. The Fierce Challenger Series is kind of doing that. You win on there, amateurs win on there, and then they guarantees them a pro fight on one of their next big cards in Salt Lake City. It's kind of becoming a popular thing to do. I think it's a great route for amateurs to gauge if they're ready to go pro or not, because that's always such a big question. It's like, well, when are you ready? And everybody seems to have a different answer.
Trent, do you make that decision or do your coaches make that decision for you?
I've discussed the path that I'm trying to take with my career in fighting with my manager and Coach Roman mainly. We've discussed kind of what the tentative plan is, and it depends on how these next fights go.
Yeah.
Let's say I go out there and I starch these next guys in like the first round easy,
Let's
that's
do
a different
that.
story than like if it's a close fight or, God forbid I don't win the fight, then, it's back to adjusting on the fly, as I go, deciding like what the next step is. I'm trying to take it one fight at a time.
Okay.
And, just start slowly getting those wins and building
I like
up from there.
How old are you, Trent?
25.
Oh, you're good, dude.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I started my career earlier for sure, but because I've been training on and off since I was like 14, 15 years old, and I've been competing in sports since I was a child, playing football at like the age of like 6 all the way to the end of high school.
Right.
And I always thought I would be professional in some type of sport at some point.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad it's fighting. I loved football forever, but I think fighting's definitely my main passion.
Me and you both, dude.
What made you decide on fighting? Because I know you've done the bodybuilding show, because I stalked you a little bit and we talked a little bit the last time, because that's what I've done. What made you decide to go with fighting?
I actually always wanted to try fighting since I watched like my first pay-per-view UFC card, like when I was a kid. I think it was Chuck versus Tito 1.
Okay.
I think it was the first fight that I like watched as a kid. I went over to my dad's friend's house and like he had the pay-per-view and we watched it, and I was hooked from then on. Neither of my parents wanted me to do it though, so I didn't really get to start training at all until I had some of my own money to start paying for training. And man, I don't know, I just fell in love with it. And I wrestled in high school, loved that. I kind of started to not enjoy football as much because the team aspect of like, if you have a team that doesn't have your back and you can't depend on to make the plays, it's very discouraging. And it kind of ruined it for me because my team in high school did not do well in football.
Where'd you play?
Del Sol High School here in Las Vegas.
Oh,
yeah.
You normally have a good team, don't they?
Pretty much every season I played there. No matter how good I did, it didn't really matter.
Don't they have a good team now?
I don't know.
It's not like Gorman.
It's not like Bishop Gorman or anything.
After I graduated high school, they moved down a division and everything.
Okay, nice. Heck yeah, man.
But it made me love wrestling more because after football season ended and we got our ass kicked, I'd jump into wrestling. And it didn't matter if everyone on my team lost. If I won, I was moving on in the tournaments or whatever, So it was nice to just depend on my own work ethic a lot more, I guess, for my results.
Yeah, I mean, so I used to love baseball. I loved football and baseball the most. Basketball was always just kind of like a hobby, but I never got serious about basketball. But football and baseball. But baseball lost its fun for me when I was on I was the best player on some bad teams. And it was like, it didn't matter if I went out and pitched 7 solid innings and only gave up 1 run because we would lose, 2-1 or whatever, as soon as I came out of the game or whatever. Or it didn't matter what I did or how good I did. And so it makes you not love it. Fortunately, I was on a decent football team. We won a state championship. But I was great.
We had the talent to do way better than we did. It was like we had the talent.
That was my senior year.
Had the work ethic.
Yeah.
And that
was my senior year. But I didn't find fighting till I was 28. And when I kind of started getting into more of the fighting aspect of it and not just doing it to lose weight and try and be healthy, I was like, dude, I would have bagged everything by the time I was 13, 14 and just done this. And I probably would have wrestled. I wish now, knowing now what I'm doing,
now,
I would have wrestled. I had this conversation with my junior high PE coach, who was the wrestling coach. He's like, you should come wrestle. And I was like, can I hit people with chairs and stuff? I was raised on WWF, right? And he's like, no, real wrestling. And I'm like, wear those spandex. I'm out, dude. Singlets, no way, bro. Not for me. And now I'm looking back, I'm like, man, I wish I would have tried it because I think I would have loved that one-on-one competition aspect of it. But I also saw the wrestlers always cutting weight and stuff too, and that looked horrible.
Oh, I never cut weight in wrestling until my senior year of high school, actually, because I was always bulking up to stay big for football. So I just wrestled up a weight class. And then even when I did it a couple of years in college for when UNLV started the wrestling team, I wrestled at 235 and I weighed like 205.
Oh my gosh.
I just didn't want to cut weight.
Now you do it, no shirt on, Roman says.
Yeah.
And you stay in pretty good shape even after your fights. You don't let your weight get too far off from your next fight, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I'll have a few cheat meals after the fights for sure. Like, I got to reward myself.
No, you definitely.
But I do pretty well to stay in shape. You know, besides the fighting, I work as a Chippendale model, so I have to stay looking a little pretty.
Do you really?
Are you serious?
Heck yeah.
Oh yes. I love it.
Good for you.
I love it.
So basically, I do photos and get paid to do that.
You don't do the shows in Vegas?
No, I know some people that were doing my job that changed and did the shows. I don't really want to do the show. First of all, my dancing skills are not there. So
you got
Magic Mike.
I can't dance when I take photos. They think
can we
dance
start?
I just have the bow tie on, you know.
Can we start calling you? It's not Magic Mike. We'll start calling you Trent Magic Miller.
You know, that's funny. That's not that bad, actually.
Right? It's not bad.
Hey, Roman says you got to do a little dance for us at the end.
Roman, promote this. Trent Magic Miller.
It's, you know what? I had a guy that I used to work with that we worked in the office doing nutrition consulting for people. And he traveled like to Italy and France, and he would do these shows. He would make bank, like crazy money. I'm like, dude, what? I didn't think women like that kind of stuff, but apparently he was raking it in, man.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. I'm out on, like, I don't know. Have you guys you've been to Vegas before? Right?
Oh yeah.
You've been on like Fremont Street.
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm at. And it's like all the tourists walking by all the time. And I'm like convinced them to do photos. It's hit or miss. There's some people that are like super enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
And some people that are like offended that I asked if their girlfriend or wife wants to take a photo. I'm like, I'm just doing my job, man. Like,
Christ.
like
You
I
get
have
some guy all pissed off.
I'm like, I'm just doing photos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting gig. You know, it gets the bills paid while I'm pursuing what I love to do.
Hey, I don't fault you at all, brother. Get paid while you can.
Yeah, it's funny. I went after that fight with Marco, and my face was like busted up. I worked there like a week later doing photos with people. I just like you had to wear the mask anyways because of like COVID restrictions. So half of my face was covered with that. I just threw some sunglasses on to cover my dark black swollen eyes, and no one had any idea that that under all that like was just purple and bruised up.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
You're the man. You're the man. So one more serious question. Do you have an OnlyFans account that you'd like the ladies to subscribe to?
Oh my God. Definitely not.
Sorry, I had to go there.
Oh.
That's funny though.
All right, Trent, we're going to let you get out of here, but now we have one more really serious question. How does the fight end? What's your prediction for the fight?
This upcoming fight?
Yeah. Do you have a prediction for it?
You know, like I said, I won my first one by a submission. I won my second one by a TKO. I got my third one by a decision. So I'm hoping I can get an actual knockout this next one. That's what I would love to do.
Yeah, put him to sleep.
That's exactly what I want to do. So, you know, that's the plan. But again, like I was saying, I don't want to go in there swinging too crazy and gas myself out like I did in that fight with Marco. So I'm going to try to pick my shots, fight smarter, but also see if I can get a finish like that this time.
Very cool.
So Jeffrey wants to know, did you ever wear a UFC mask? He's seen a dude on Fremont Street with a UFC mask on.
No, that wouldn't be me.
Wasn't him. All right. So you're going to go and knock this dude out in a few weeks. Zach, should we ask him the WWF question?
Sure.
So we have a little thing that we changed it up since the last time you're on. And if you didn't pick how you were going to knock the guy out, we were going to ask you how you would finish the fight if you were a WWE wrestler. So what move would you use to finish the guy?
A WWE wrestler. You know, when I used to watch that as a kid, my favorite finishing move was Stone Cold Stunner.
Stone Cold Stunner, baby. Stone Cold Stunner. Watch out. Montana, watch out. Stone Cold Stunner's coming.
Coming out of nowhere.
Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to, Trent?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my manager and coach Roman, first
Big
off, for
Roman.
setting me on the right path in my career so far, and Roman Athletic Institution for managing me and helping me find my fights. And I also want to give a shout out to Contenders Clothing, who they hooked me up with some nice fight shorts and shirts and some other gear, and hoping I can work something with them in the future too as I start building up my career in fighting.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we wish you the best of luck in a few weeks up there in Montana, and we'll be tuning in to watch.
Absolutely.
And thanks again for joining us, man. We always love having you come on.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks, Trent.
Right on, Trent. Take it easy, brother.
All right, you as
And
well.
we out.